My name is Shruti and this is my sci-fi and ethics video presentation. I chose to talk about the movie Ready Player One and the ethics of virtual reality. There is a little bit of AI and robotics involved, but it's mainly VR. So Ready Player One was released in March 29th of 2018 and is based off of Ernest Cline's book of the same name, Ready Player One. So I chose to talk about Ready Player One because gaming is already a big part of many people's lives. So I thought it was interesting to see how much of an impact gaming or like this extent of gaming with virtual reality has an impact or like how much of an impact it has on lives if it were to be developed to an extent where it takes control over human lives and how we perceive things. So I also liked that it shows dystopian situations that could potentially occur if gaming and virtual reality advance to that level, such as not having a good look as to how the real world is and only being focused on the gaming aspect of it. Ready Player One is set in the future, so it takes place in 2045, where the Oasis, a virtual reality simulation, is a massive part of almost everyone's lives in the movie. The creator of the Oasis simulation passes away, and his in-game avatar, so everyone that plays this game, they aren't themselves, they have an avatar. So the creator of Oasis, who passed away, his in-game avatar sets up a treasure hunt to find an Easter egg, which is locked behind a door and a gate that requires 3 keys. Each key is obtained by completing a certain trial or like a certain adventure, and whoever finds the Easter egg becomes the new owner of the Oasis simulation and inherits trillions of dollars. Parzival Gunter, which is a term used to describe people obsessed with completing the hunt, is running up against other Gunters to the corporation IOI. So this corporation's main goal is to use the Oasis simulation to further their company goal and to make more money, basically. So the main character and his friends complete the hunt successfully with a lot of obstacles in their way. And at the end of it, before signing a contract, they do choose to give people who play this game 2 days in the week off. So Tuesdays and Thursdays, so that they have some sort of real life and social life, and they're not just only in the game, so they don't lose touch of the real world and they don't lose touch of reality. So the relation to technology I thought was virtual reality and its impact on human life. Even though virtual reality may not technically be a part of AI and robotics, I do think that the VR in this movie achieves a very similar result of obtaining control over human lives, but through a different method than what a robot or an AI system might use. So it won't gain self-awareness, but it's more like people lose touch of who they are, actually what they do, so they stay in like a game mode and they live their lives out through that. So the ethics related to virtual reality. The ethical part I thought was that virtual reality does allow for easier training for many jobs, including online simulations. So any online simulation for a job could be considered as virtual reality, which helps companies train their employees more easily and effectively. They don't have to spend more money or time to come in person. Also, the aspects of the games that we play today or any video games that feel like real life do increase how much people enjoy these games and how much they like to play them. But that could also be described as unethical, and because the reality of life is no longer a black and white scenario, there's kind of a gray area, which leads me to the unethical part. As mentioned while talking about the ethical parts of this movie, reality is no longer straightforward. So, understanding the difference between reality and fiction might be difficult if virtual reality is developed to the extent at which this movie portrays it. So, as mentioned earlier in the presentation, this movie is set in the future 2045. So, virtual reality already exists, but in a smaller scale than what is depicted in this movie. Um, there are companies right now developing better graphics for games and virtual reality headsets. I do believe that this technology can be developed accurately. There could come a day where virtual reality or virtual world takes precedence over the real world. Hopefully the technology developed doesn't lead to a world where life outside of the virtual realm doesn't exist. Still needs to be a balance between the virtual world and our world, the real world. If developed carefully, virtual reality could stick with gaming and not impact human life as much as shown in the film, where everything outside is run down. It isn't really maintained or developed because people are more focused on their lives within the game itself. Thank you for listening to my presentation. I really look forward to viewing your guys. Thank you.